Again, that was at an event. I don't remember when it was. I don't think it was the same one where he helped us set the cage up. Hold on. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway. Donald Cerrone. I just met him at a convention. Joe Loiseau, Mike Quickswick. These guys I just met at Sean Shirk. I just met these guys at Don Fry. Dude, he is the coolest man ever. Don is the coolest, most relaxed, laid back, fun guy. I'm telling you, entertaining. I'm just here because my wife making me come to these things. I'm still hungover from last night. I don't even know why the hell I'm here. Don's cool. Matt Mitrione, he was kind of cool. Some ring girls. Let's see here, yeah. Dwayne Bang Ludwig. He's fun too. He. So, oh, I can't remember. We was in Ohio somewhere, at a convention of some sort, and Dwayne. So it was Dwayne was here, Boss Rutan was here, and then Don Fry was sitting over here, and I was down there with Don, hanging out with Don and having a good time. And Dwayne Ludwig he took a piece of paper and marked it up to look like a mustache, and he taped it to his lip. And he's running around acting like Don Fry, trying to sign autographs that say Don Fry, and he's having a freaking blast. He was fun. He was cool. So was Boss, by the way. I didn't talk about Boss. Mark the Hammered Coleman. I call him the Hammered instead of the Hammer. And honestly, and I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not making up any stories. Every time I was around this guy, he was drunk as shit. I mean, constantly. That's all. He was always drunk. We were at a fight. Was I fighting? I don't think so. First time I met him, he brought Randy, he brought Kevin Randleman to the fights. And that's the first time I met Kevin. And Mark was toasted. I mean, toasted. He's cornering Kevin. And he keeps yelling, "Hit him where it hurts. Hit him where it hurts." His face is beet red and he's sweating. I mean, sweat's just pouring off of him. Drunk as shit. And that's all he's hollering. "Hit him where it hurts." Oh, I won't ever forget that. So, one of the guys I trained with was at the fights too. And when we trained the next time, I don't know, it was a day or two afterwards, we got together to train. He had a really cool story to tell. So that night, the guy I trained with, one of the guys I trained with Cage Rage, his mom took Mark Coleman home. And this guy woke up, walked down into his kitchen and saw Mark Coleman standing there in his underwear. And Mark's just in the fridge eating shit in his underwear. Anyway, Dan Miller, David Loiseau, the Barn Cat, Ron Waterman. Ron was kind of cool. Ron was kind of a cool guy. He really got into when I met him. he had really gotten into that strongman, Christian strongman group, promoting Jesus through tearing phone books in half and stuff like that. He was fun and nice to talk to, but he was very Christian-y religion, and he definitely wanted to push that. Junior Dos Santos does not speak English very well. Could not say my name to save his life. Could not say Richard at all. Alan Belcher. Okay, one story about Alan. Let's see, where were we? Maybe it was UFC 119. Maybe that's where it was. But those little baseball cards that they came out with, the UFC fighters and stuff, they had those little baseball cards. Well, I knew generally who was going to be at 119, and my wife and I went to that one, and I had one Alan Belcher card that I wanted him to sign. Only had one. That's all I had. He was new. Signing autographs was freaking him out. He was nervous. I mean, he was nervous about signing autographs. It freaked him out. And he signed my card to my wife. Put my wife's name on it. I was like, oh. I said, that's mine. And that's the only one I have. So my Alan Belcher autograph card says to Michelle on it. Pat Barry. Pat. Oh, Bigfoot. All right, hold on. Antonio Bigfoot Silva. All right, so this story is less about him and more about his wife and his daughter. So he was somewhere signing autographs, and where was I? I was sitting in the background over on a stool or a bench off to the side there, and this little girl, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old, just cute as all get out, really curly hair, is Bigfoot's daughter. And she's over there playing around, and his wife is sitting there talking with my wife. And she walks up, the little girl walks up to me and hands me a piece of paper. She goes like this, with her hands. She goes like this, and then she hands me the piece of paper and she walks off. And I look at it, there's nothing there. She's just doing it with her hand like that. And I look and I'm like, what's going on? And then she comes back, she takes the paper, and she does this again, and then she hands it to me. And then I think, she's giving me her autograph. She's doing what her dad is doing. So we sat there for like a half hour. She was just signing an autograph, handing it to me, and then taking the paper back, and then signing an autograph and handing it to me. We did that for like a half hour. That was fun. It was entertaining. Let's see here. Anybody else? We have a few others. Just some of these people I just, Mike Quick Swick. A few of these people I just met just from conventions and stuff like that. Here we go. Rich Franklin. All right. Rich Franklin. Now, like so many of my stories that I do have, it's less about me and more about my wife. So my wife lived with me training. I mean, she came to all of my training. She helped train me. She was very active in being a corner person for my training. And as a matter of fact, she was in the corner of all my fights. And dare I say, she loved it as much as I did. So, and she had some favorites. Kevin Randleman was one of her favorites. Boss Rutan really got into Boss. And Rich Franklin. She really liked Rich Franklin. So, she also went to all these conventions with me and all of these, all this other stuff. She would go with me about pretty much 99.9999% of the time. Just so happens she was unable to go to an event with me, and Rich was there. So I'm talking with him, and this is the truth. The first thing he said to me is, "Where's your wife?" He didn't say, "Hey dude, how you doing? What's going on? How's training going? Hey, this. Nope, none of that. He goes, "Hey, where's your wife?" I said, "She couldn't make it." She goes, "Oh, yeah, I was wanting to chat with your wife." I said, "Well, okay, call her." So he goes, "Okay." So he stopped what he was doing. He was signing autographs and talking to fans. He stopped what he was doing and got his phone and called her. And it rang, and then it got to voicemail, and he hung up. And I said, "Well, what's up?" He goes, "She's not answering." I said, I don't know what she's doing." I said, "Leave her a message." He goes, "Okay." So he calls her back and he leaves her a message. He goes, "Hey, this is Rich, Rich Franklin," and I don't remember what message. He chatted with her for a second or two, and he's like, "Yeah, I was wanting to talk with you, but you're not here. Why aren't you here with your husband?" She kept that on her phone for years, and then one day it just disappeared. She doesn't know what happened to it. She used to just sit there and listen to it all the time. Anyway, my Rich Franklin story isn't even about me. It's about him wanting to talk to my wife. Let's see here. Herschel Walker. I met Herschel Walker at a Strike Force